Yeah.
I'm the only guy in the neighborhood who owns homing pigeons, right?
I know that, Phil.
Yet, when I meet someone new, I don't say I'm Phil Durkin, the guy that owns homing pigeons. I say I'm Phil Durkin. I live next door to Dave Crabtree, the guy that polishes his car every Saturday. Why do you do it, Dave? Why do you polish your car every Saturday afternoon?
Because I live next door to Phil Durkin, the guy who lets his homing pigeons out every Saturday morning.
Boy, look at the accessories you added on this car. Boy, would those car strippers love to get their hands on some of this.
Car strippers?
Boy, they swipe radios, fenders, hubcaps. They'll
Car
swipe anything.
strippers?
Yeah, there's a whole gang of them. Boy, anyway, that's what Ernie Stewart tells me.
Ernie Stewart, the #1 rumor star in the whole neighborhood.
Well, Ernie Stewart says that there's car strippers around here.
Yeah, well, what makes him so sure?
See for yourself. How's it going, Ern?
Everybody knows in the second life we all come back sooner or later. As anything from a pussy cat to a man-eating alligator. Well, you all may think my story is more fiction than it's fact. But believe it or not, my mother dear decided she'd come back as a call. She's my very own guiding star. A 1928 Porter, that's my mother dear. She helps me through everything I do, and I'm so glad she's here. My mother the car, my mother the car.
I'd like to see those car strippers get in here. There we are. Feel safer now, Mom?
David, it's very sweet of you to put a lock on the door, but I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
Spoken like a true mother. I just don't want you to have to prove it, that's all. That's why I'm taking this extra precaution. Well, let's give it a trial run, okay?
50 cents he gets out.
Who gets out?
Moon, isn't that who you got in there?
No, honey, the car's in there.
Where's Moon?
He's in the car. Well, I'll get him out later. Anyway, I got the lock on the door. It's absolutely vandal-proof.
You worried about vandals?
Honey, there's car strippers in the area.
Oh, who told you that? Ernie Stewart?
No, Phil Durkin.
And who told Phil Durkin?
Ernie Stewart.
Dave, even if there are car strippers in the neighborhood, why would they want to get into our garage?
Barb's, our car's in there. We can't let her get vandalized, can we? Oh, honey!
It's the Nightmares, the fabulous sands. The 9 o'clock.
Sorry, kids, the news is on.
Chuck Bailey at
Oh,
sports,
gee,
and
Daddy,
the
the
weather with Cecil
fabulous
Norman.
sensationals
And now
are
for
on Smash Your Roof.
Oh, you can watch them after the news is over.
150 cars have fallen prey to the gang of
Down,
car
boys, come on.
strippers
I told you 100
apparently
times.
on the
Down.
west side of the
Down.
city. Detectives state that they have some clues to work on.
You mind? All right, kids.
These vandals apparently.
I said I want to watch the news. How'd you both like to go upstairs and go to bed right now?
We didn't do anything, Dad.
Just don't touch that knob.
Car owners to padlock their garages to prevent similar thefts. These exclusive pictures show the.
Okay, that's it. Both of you are out to bed right now. Go on.
What'd they do, Dave?
I'm trying to watch the TV news and they keep switching the channels. Go on, both of you.
Dave.
Now, don't try to stop me this time, honey. I'm going to be firm with them.
They didn't switch the channels.
Oh, yeah, well, who did?
You did. You're sitting on the remote control unit.
Sorry, kids. Well, as long as you're headed that way, why don't you go on right up to bed anyway? Oh, good night.
The extent of the crimes committed by these car strippers. But so far,
I moved it so you wouldn't sit on it again, but you did.
cautions car owners to padlock their garages to prevent similar thefts. Cars have been stripped of hubcaps, mirrors, radios, and...
They just showed pictures on the TV news of cars those guys have stripped. I can't stand the thought of that happening to you, Mom.
Yes, well, Good night, dear.
Good night, Mom. Maybe I ought to sleep in here until he catch those guys.
Yeah, that's a wonderful idea. I'm sure Barbara wouldn't mind at all if you slept out here in the garage. As a matter of fact, why don't you get the whole family to sleep out here? Sort of like camping out, hmm?
Good night, Mom.
Good night.
At least I'll leave the light on until he catch those guys.
Oh, if you insist, dear. Good night.
Good night, Mom.
Good night, David.
Good night, Mom.
He's beautiful. Just beautiful.
Dave?
Huh?
The garage light is on.
Yeah, I know.
What do you mean you know?
I mean, I know the garage light's on. I left it on purpose.
You left the garage light on purposely. May I ask why?
God, keep those car strippers away.
Oh, Dave, just because you have some strange fixation about somebody stripping your car is no reason to run up our electric bill. Would you please go down and turn it off? Or if you'd like, I can put my slippers back on and my robe back on and go down this...
Enough.
Now what?
Barb saw the light on and made me come down and turn it off.
Well, at least somebody's got some sense in this family.
I'd feel a lot better if it was left on.
Yeah, but you don't have to try to sleep with it on. Good night, David.
Good night. Hey, that's it. I'll tell her the switch was broken and I couldn't turn it off. Good night, Mom.
David, wouldn't Barbara want to know why you just didn't unscrew the light bulb?
Mom's Barb's wouldn't think of a thing like that. She's a woman. I'm a man, and I didn't even think of it. See you in the morning, Mom.
Why didn't you just unscrew the light bulb?
Dave,
What?
the switch isn't really broken, remember? Now do me a favor, will you?
What's that?
Let me get some sleep. I can't stay up half the night and be expected to hit on all 4 cylinders in the daytime.
Okay, but I'm still not satisfied.
About what?
Your safety.
I tell you what. If I hear any strange noises, I'll honk the horn, okay? No. Come to think of it, I hear strange noises all the time. Only they usually turn out to be you.
Well, I'm still not going to take any chances. Ah, there we are.
Another lock on the door?
Right.
You'll be back.
Are you all finished for this evening? Can we finally get some sleep now?
Yep.
How come, David? How come you're calm now?
Because I put another lock on the door.
Good night, Dave.
Good night, honey. What?
I was just thinking. 2 padlocks? Wouldn't 2 padlocks on a garage door attract car strippers?
Well, there's nothing there to attract any car strippers now. Everything's back to normal. Just a plain old ordinary everyday garage door.
Good night, Dave.
Good night, honey.
Just a plain old ordinary everyday garage door that's unlocked and just pleading to be opened.
Boy, I sure could use a friendly finger.
Is this a gift for someone?
Oh, this is all part of a very intricate alarm system that I've rigged up.
In case someone tries to steal your big toe.
No, it's a booby trap, Barb. You see, honey, this way, if anyone tries to steal the car, I'll know.
Good. Then you're finished for the evening and we can get some sleep now, right?
Sure can. Uh-oh.
Now what's the matter?
Oh, my booby trap's working. Somebody's down there. Anybody there?
Yes, he has long white teeth and hair all over his body.
What?
Yes. It's our trusty little dog, Moon.
Oh, Moon. Moon, get away from that string, Moon! Well, booby trap worked, but I got the wrong booby.
Mind if we go to sleep now and talk about it in the morning?
Look, honey, you don't understand what I've done. What I did was I took a bucket and I put it on top of a shelf. I put over the garage and I filled a bucket with water and then I put this string. Oh, Moon must have got drenched. Poor dog. I better go check on him. Wrong booby.
What's the matter?
Hi, Mom. I'm sorry I woke you.
What in the world are you doing now?
I'm going to sleep out here with you. After I took those locks off, I just couldn't go to sleep.
He's got to be kidding.
Don't try to talk me out of it now, Mom. I made up my mind. I'm going to sleep right here.
He's beautiful.
Oh, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say I'm acting silly about this whole thing, and what's a grown man doing sleeping in the garage? And you know something? You'd be right. But after all, you're my mother. A fella just can't leave his own mother sleeping alone in the garage with car strippers around.
You're sweet. Persistent, but sweet. Honey,
Huh?
would you mind turning off the light?
Yeah. Oh, nuts.
What's the matter now?
I got oil all over my feet. If I get that blanket dirty, Barb will kill me.
Well, speaking of Barbara, how's she feel about your sleeping out here?
Oh. Mom, don't you worry about Barb's. She's sound asleep. And when Barb's asleep, nothing ever wakes her up. Hi, Barb. I'm sleeping in the car.
Oh, I see. Listen, why don't you go back of the house and drive your bed?
That's cute. Barb's, listen, I don't expect you to understand.
Good, because I don't.
I'm sleeping in the car because I'm afraid of those car strippers.
Was it something I did?
Oh, you didn't do anything, Barb's.
You're mad because I made some remarks about this car, aren't you?
Oh, no, I'm not mad.
Listen, at least come in the house and sleep on the couch in the living room. I mean, that's what all the other husbands do.
Barb's, I'm not worried about anybody stealing the sofa.
You're gonna stick by that story, huh?
It's not a story, Barb's. It's a truth.
You're determined to sleep out here.
I have to, Barb's. I just have to.
All right. You just do that.
David, go back in the house.
Well, she won't stay mad long, Mom. She never does. Hardly.
David, I came back to help you, not get you into fights with your wife. How can you expect any woman to accept this sort of thing? Now go inside.
You think I'm not going to let you sleep out here alone, David Crabtree.
Barb's, just because I'm sleeping in the garage doesn't mean you have to.
Yes, it does, because husbands and wives are supposed to stay together. I can't sleep up there with you here.
Honey, you mean you're willing to sleep in the back seat in this smelly old oldie garage just to be with me?
Yes.
Thank you, honey.
Where do you hang things up in this dumb garage?
Listen, I'll go inside.
No. I've decided we're going to spend the night out here, if that's what you want.
Come on, Barbs, let's go inside.
Oh, I know what the big attraction is. Besides that, I've never slept in a garage before. You wouldn't deprive me of that, would you?
Barbs, now you're being silly. People don't sleep in garages.
I married somebody who does.
It is kind of fun, isn't it? Barbs, if you kind of scrunch your head over on one shoulder, it's not too uncomfortable for about 5 minutes.
Oh, my goodness.
What's the matter?
The children, they're all alone in the house.
No, we're not.
There we go, Andy.
Gee, Mommy, this is fun. This sure is neat. Wait till I tell Bobby Whipple that we all slept in the garage.
Randy, don't you dare. Dave, the lights.
Yeah.
Now, everybody go to sleep. It's late.
Oh, you jerk!
What did you say, Daddy?
Never mind.
Dave, do you hear something?
Settle down, Moon. Boy. Good night, Barbs.
Good night, Dave.
Good night, Mom.
Good night, Randy.
Good night, Daddy.
Good night, Cindy.
Good night, Moon.
Dave, listen.
Shh. It couldn't be Moon this time.
What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Maybe whoever it is, it'll just go away.
No, if it's those car strippers, they won't go away. I got to do something.
Oh, Dave, be careful.
Who is it?
Is that you, Dave?
Phil?
Yeah, what are you doing in there? I came down the kitchen for a glass of milk, and I thought I saw you going into the garage.
Me going in the garage, Phil? Yeah, I guess you did, Phil.
Is there someone in there with you?
No, it's just me and Moon, Phil.
What are you doing in the garage?
Sleeping. I'm sleeping in the garage, Phil.
Dave, I can't hear you so good. It sounds like you said you're sleeping in the garage. Can you open up?
Yeah, Phil, I'm sleeping in the garage. In my pajamas in the garage. I'm sleeping in the
You
garage.
and Barbara have a fight? Is that...
No, we didn't have a fight. You told me earlier about those car strippers, and I'm sleeping there to protect the car as a precaution.
Well, everybody fights with their wives. I mean, why don't you just come out and say so? I
Phil.
fight with my wife.
I
and
didn't have a
nothing
fight.
to be ashamed of. Because...
We didn't have a fight. We didn't have a fight, did we, Barbs?
Hi, Barbara. Randy. Cindy.
Hi, Mr. Durkin. Daddy, I'm real thirsty.
We're all sleeping in the garage. Phil, me, and Barb, and the two kids and Moon. We're all sleeping in the garage, Phil. We like sleeping in the garage. Good night, Phil.
Dave?
Good night, Phil. Well, that Phil Durkin, he's something else. I like Phil, but I wish he was somebody else's neighbor.
Dave?
What?
You forgot to step on the rake this time.
Cute. Phil Durkin.
All right, Phil. All right, Phil. What in the world do you want this time? Hi, officer.
Sure is a nice night out here.
I saw a man in a bathrobe leaving this garage with an empty glass.
Yeah, that was my neighbor, Phil Durkin. You want Phil Durkin?
No, I don't want Phil Durkin. I want to know what's going on in there.
Nothing. We're just sleeping there, me and my family.
You got no bedrooms in your house?
Oh, yes, sir. We have 3.
Well, how come you're sleeping in the garage?
Well, we're not sleeping in the garage.
Oh, you're not?
No, we're sleeping in the car. It's in the garage.
Let me get this straight. It's 3:30 a.m. A guy in a bathrobe and pajamas leaves this garage with an empty glass. Then you come out, and you got on pajamas. Now you're trying to tell me your whole family is sleeping in the garage.
It's the truth, officer.
Name?
Look, officer.
Name?
Crabtree, David Crabtree.
David Crabtree? You're not the David Crabtree that has that old car.
Yeah, I'm David Crabtree. He owns the old car.
Why didn't you say so? We hear a lot about you down at the station. If anybody else was sleeping in the garage, I'd make out a report on him. But you know, let's just forget the whole thing, okay?
Yeah.
Why are you and your whole family sleeping in the garage?
My family and I are going on a picnic. We thought if we sleep in the car, we'd get an early start.
I thought you were going to tell me that you were worried because of all these car strippers around and that your car... No, you know, that's too wild. The car strippers and your old...
Good night, Daddy.
Good night, Cindy.
Good night, Mommy.
Good night, Randy.
Good night, honey.
Good night, Moon.
Enough!
Good morning, Mr. Brown. Good morning, Mr. Brown.
Good morning, Mr. Brown.
Son,
Oh, morning, Mom.
what you need is a nap.
Listen, Mom, I realized it was it was a terrible inconvenience for everybody, but at least it was worth it.
No kidding.
We foiled those car strippers, huh?
Yes, well, I hope they got some sleep. Oh, well, it was kind of nice having the whole family sleeping with me, though. Even Moon. Boy, is he a scratcher.
Ooh, that wasn't Moon, Mom. That was me. I gotta get some sleep.
Oh, yes, well.
Dave. You know the noise we heard last night after Phil left? The one you were too tired to investigate?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, look.
The house was robbed last night.
Dave, I've got to hand it to you. You're one in a million. You're the only one that I know that can sleep in his garage all night so his car wouldn't be stripped and then have his house robbed.
Well, the police got the guys that did it, and they're gonna have my furniture back this afternoon.
Boy, you really take the cake, you know that? You're one in a million. You shouldn't let things like that get you out. Look at me. I had a full night's sleep and my house is intact.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, come on, Dave. Now, you'll have to admit it's pretty funny when you think about it. Now, Dave, is that funny?
Well... It's not that funny.
You know, Dave, living next to you is just one big surprise. You know? I mean, I never know what's going to happen from day to day. It's just one wild kind of thing.
Everybody knows in the second life we all come back sooner or later. As anything from a pussycat to a man-eating alligator. Well, you all may think my story is more fiction than it's fact. But believe it or not, my mother dear decided she'd come back as a car. She's my very own guiding star. A 1928 Corvette, that's my mother dear. She helps me through everything I do, and I'm so glad she's here.